So really quickly, I want to, on the screen share, hold on, settle down, please. Thank you. On the screen share, I want to show you a couple of commands that you'll need to do on your project folder for May in order for the deploy to work. Fifth period had a lot of different issues getting the deploy to be functional, and we solved it, but not in time for the whole class to do it. So I'm going to start with it for y'all so you have access to it in case you need. So from your project folder, right? Can't talk, sorry. I'm going to open up my fourth period project folder real quick so you can see exactly what it'll look like. Okay. You can still do your normal terminal start where you open the terminal to command prompt and type your npm run dev. We look for our purple triangle and then our 2 green check marks, and then open up the localhost link. Let me see where my localhost went. Okay. Right here. Oops. Right here. And then I've got some work on assignment number 5. Okay. What you need to do once you've finished adding your work for today, or, it can be really basic. It can be paragraph elements. It can be divs. It can be tables. It can be any type of component that displays text. If you remember from, I think it was Monday, we tried to get the buttons working, I think it was, and I don't remember how functional it was. But anyways, point is, from your terminal, if you go back to command prompt by clicking the little triangle and setting command prompt right here, this one will clean up your code and it will search for any types of warnings or any types of errors that Vercel will find once we get to the deploy stage. By doing it now, you kind of check the box before it gets to Vercel, so Vercel has the easiest possible time, which will allow you to submit your notebook checks for May. I'll show you how to do that by the end of this video, okay? So instead of npm run dev, you're going to run a command called npm run lint, like what you find in your dryer or like what your pets will leave on your clothes. npm run lint, okay? Now what linting will do is it's going to search through your entire folder, your entire parent folder. Mine doesn't work. Hold on, let me try again. Huh? You can do this while run dev is up. Hold on, let me see. Maybe I need to do it in Node. Hold on. Let's see if it wants to work today. That was temperamental. Okay, hold on. Let's see if it wants to build today. Okay, cool. It does. All right, so when you run this command called npm run lint, L-I-N-T, it's okay if you've already got your server up. As you can see, my server is working. If I go to the blog page, it'll take a second to, oh, it's thinking right now. Maybe we do actually need to close the server. Hold on. Why are we getting errors? Okay. Hang on. Let me figure out why this isn't working. I'll close all my terminals. Let's start fresh. Terminal, new terminal. Make sure it's in command prompt. I'm going to go npm run dev. Make sure that it even loads. Okay, it does load. Excuse me, bless you. It does load. Let's go to assignment 5. Assignment 5 is working. Okay, so I'm going to control C and Y to close out my server there. It's going to turn it back into command prompt. We're going to try linting our code without a server running. Okay, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why it's being difficult today. What's up?
So there's 7,800 pounds books in the truck on the loading dock, and he's taking his lunch.
Great. Okay.
So he will not do it until 12:50, and then we're gonna live to drive it over there. We're gonna block traffic, 6 pallets, and it's very heavy.
Okay.
So at 12:50, he's gonna pull his truck out to the front of school. We're gonna block the traffic with a semi. He's on his lunch right now, so cannot be disturbed.
Great. It's right at the last second. Okay, cool.
So I'll give you a heads up that
Thank
me and David, we got a pallet jack. I got a couple of, I got a cart, and I got a couple of hand
Okay.
trucks.
I can't. My yearbook's not till 6th period. It's not till 1:30. So
They're coming. He's gonna leave, and he's dropping them off there in front of the school. So they're
Okay,
dropped off no matter what because he's on the schedule.
yeah, no, I figured. Do we just leave them in front of the school or?
I can't move them myself.
No, I know. That's
So they're gonna have to be left out there, wrapped in a pallet, and just warm out until you get your people.
okay. So can you?
So by the time we get there, it'll be about 1:20 by the time they're laying down there anyway. So,
Yeah, we can. I can come out and start helping because we have.
because I got David and myself, we just gotta get them off and get them off the truck and get
Yeah.
them set down.
Okay. I also can you come grab me as soon as he starts unloading because I have to do damage checks on the manifest.
Yeah, that's why I'm letting you know. At least he's doing lunch now.
Yeah,
so
at least he's here.
I guess well that,
Okay, great.
that helps us because it's closer to the time.
Yeah. All right.
So they won't
Cool.
be out there that long by themselves.
No, they'll be okay.
Nobody's gonna run away with them. I can
Yeah,
see it in my
they'll be
back.
okay.
You know how hard it is time.
Yeah, it's a pain. Okay, cool. I'll have kids by 1:30.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, I figured. So I'm gonna try and get it working. Sorry, that was a yearbook thing that we are figuring out. Let's try NPM run lint. See if it works today. Okay, yours is working. If it says problems or errors, that means it's working. Ion, is yours saying problems or errors? Okay, so if you run your, hold on. Can I get your attention back on me, please? I know, sorry, we got a little distracted for a second here. If you type the command npm run lint and you see warnings or errors pop up in your terminal, that means your lint has been successful. That's what we want to see, okay? Ion, did you have errors or warnings? It'd be back in your command terminal. And then while you're looking that up, Jig Trail, do you have errors or warnings? So it's yellow? Okay, yellow means it can deploy. Red means it cannot. So it can deploy with warnings, it can't with errors, okay? So that's the first thing that you should be looking for when you lint your code. You want to see a yellow or a no colorful link on there in order for it to, or that means there's no errors. If there are errors, I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, Ion, did you end up having errors or warnings, or what'd you find? Try it again. Try it one more time. Hi, guys. Errors? Warnings? Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Hold on, right here. Wait, please. Thank you. So the first step in making sure your code works is that npm run lint. That cleans it up. If you see warnings, you're good. If you see errors today while I help you, I can't show you on the video, unfortunately, because mine's not working. If you have errors, I'll show you how to fix them. If you have warnings, you can do this next command, which is npm run build. Spelt exactly the normal way you would expect build to be spelt. npm run build. Mine will probably work because I don't seem to have any errors. But if you type npm run build, it's going to do basically a mini version of what Vercel does once you've put all your files into the repository. So you're going to see that linted my code. It's collecting some page data. It's finalizing. We're collecting some build traces here. When you see this screen, this little one that looks like a diagram with some of the documentation right here, that means your page built correctly. That means your page will deploy correctly if you put it through Vercel, okay? So those are the two new commands I want us to try and work with today. If you're ready to submit your assignment, that's the VS Code part. The GitHub part we've talked about in previous lessons, but I'll go over again really quickly. It's basically dragging and dropping your May project folder into a new repository, but unchecking two specific folders, and then deploying that through Vercel, and we get a link. I'll show you how to do all that real quick, and then I'll help you with your individual questions, okay? So if I go to GitHub, and I log all the way in, I'm probably still logged in from yesterday. Yes, I am. Okay, so once you get logged into GitHub, you want to look for the book icon with the little bookmark, or there's two of them. So there's going to be a colorful one on the left, or a white out one or a black out one up on the right here. We're going to create a new repository. I'm going to use the green one on the left. And we're going to call that repository the same name as our folder. So p4-may-blakeney. And it's very super important that you add a README. So you turn this switch to on down here, okay? Turn this one to on. The rest from there, you can add a description if you want. Notebook, check for May 2026. And then click create repository, okay? Remember, these are our buckets that live on the internet for our specific computers to access, and it's all containers. All web design is all containers, okay? From here, once you've created your repository, it can be public or private, both are fine. P4 may and then your last name. We're going to go to this add file button and we're going to pick the bottom one that says upload files, okay? The files that you upload come from your file explorer, the little file folder icon guy right here. And we're going to drag and drop specific ones into the box on GitHub. So mine's going to take a second to load. Once I go to documents, and then I go to my P4 May Blakeney, I see all these folders here. I can hold Control and press A while I have my mouse inside of the file browser here, and it's going to select all of these. If you don't see the check marks, you go to View, Show, and then turn on the item checkboxes right here. It's going to be really helpful for this next step. Okay? So I've clicked in my File Explorer and I've pressed Control A to select all. I'm going to uncheck the box by next, the very first folder, .next, and the folder for node_modules. These are our two biggest folders and will make the deployment go a lot quicker because these files are able to be accessed from the internet. They don't need to be in our root, okay? So I'm gonna uncheck the box next to next, you see right there, and I'm gonna uncheck the box next to node modules, you see right there. Drag and drop those. It should be about 20 files, or 29 in my case. It's gonna take a second to upload all of my subfolders and all of the files inside of my subfolders, because remember those are your pages and your different functions and components that make the site work. And then we're gonna push that with a commit. It's gonna think for a second. And then our repository on GitHub, where it says /P4 May Blakeney, should look really, really similar to our root folder, either in our Explorer, like you can see right here, or inside of our VS Code. If we close out, get rid of some of this. There we go. Looks very, very similar across all three of these windows, right? App components config public styles type. App components config public styles type, because we took off .next and VS Code didn't, guess it wasn't needed. If we look here, app components config public styles types, okay? It should all match up. The very last step is happening on Vercel. After we've first linted our code, run a test build, added a new repository, the final step is to deploy using Vercel. And this is the link that you'll upload to that Notebook Checks May assignment, okay? So I'm gonna click Add New up here, Project, and then we're gonna wait for it to think for a second until it sees that P4 May Blakeney repository. You're also gonna notice, compared to some of our other practices, my fourth period and fifth period practices over here, they have this blank triangle. Now we have this N triangle inside of here, or this N type symbol. We're going to import that because we're now officially using a Next.js framework, okay? You can leave the project name as a default, leave the application preset as Next.js as another default, leave the root directory as /, and we're going to click deploy and cross all our fingers and hope that it works for Blakeney today, because it didn't work very well for fifth period. Let's see if it wants to load this time. So it's thinking, doing this very similar thing to when we did NPM run build inside of our terminal. It's doing its own version on Vercel so that we have an accessible always on server instead of NPM run dev just on our local machines. See how long it takes this time around. I'm going to send a quick update to Yearbook so they know what they're doing in the period afterwards. Okay, so once you see this congratulations screen and it says you've deployed a new project to your name's projects, this will be the link that you send me on Canvas. Okay, so that was real time. You saw how long it took me. It might take you longer. It might take you shorter. There's a lot of different factors, as you've seen through this course, that can influence how this works. So if you click on this continue to dashboard, mine happens to be white. Yours might be a different color based on your theme. There's a spot right here called domains, right here in the middle-ish. This is the link that you submit to Canvas for the notebook checks. It's also how you submit, excuse me, assignment number 5, because assignment number 5 is inside of your root folder. If I click here, it's going to take me to exactly the same type of site that runs when I ask for, or when I do my NPM run dev in my homepage, but now it's on an actual URL instead of a local server. So I'm going to take this URL. You can either take it straight from Vercel by right-clicking copy link, or you can visit it and then copy the URL off the top. Go to your dashboard. Let me get out of student view. Go to web design. Go to assignments. And then we're going to find notebook checks for May. Should be down here in projects, past all our entry tasks and assignments. There's notebook checks for May. And we're going to paste our link. Let me view it as a student. We're going to paste our link right down here at the bottom. Okay? This is how you submit assignment number 5, and then any other assignments that we end up being able to complete before we start talking about finals on June 1st, because I want to give you guys plenty of time to finish up your finals. That gives me just a link so that when I visit your page, I can see your assignment number 5 on the top. Okay? Now, for the rest of the period, that gives us about an hour. I want to help y'all get to either all the way to deployed or at least having some text on your A5 pages. Okay? They can be basic. They can be React components if you want to try and make the React components work. I will understand based on the way this week has gone if you don't want to do that. But if you're looking for a challenge or if you're looking for extra practice, the React components will be the way to do that. Okay? Let me cut this video, upload it real quick, and then I'll be able to help you. So you can view it in case you want to reference on each of the steps until we get, or to get all the way to the end. Okay? I'll be around in just a second.